everyone, I'm Miss Carolyn, and we are continuing our lessons on Jesus' life here on earth. Let's see what we will learn today.
We don't want to grow up. We just want to be young. Play and make believe. Come and rescue me. Feel the sun on my skin and scream. We don't want to grow up. We just want to have fun. Wild and free. Maybe we could dream farther than our eyes have ever seen. I don't want to grow up.
Okay, guys, before we jump into today's story, we have to go over our remember verse. This is our last week, so I hope you have the whole thing memorized. I'm going to test your memory skills. On the next screen, you will see the first and last words of the remember verse. Fill in the verse before time runs out. Go! So last week's story took us on a lake with crashing winds and waves. We saw how Jesus so casually walked on water to get to the disciples, but they were very frightened. Why were they scared? Yeah, because people don't just walk on water. The Son of God, though, he can walk on water. Peter joined him on the water and became the first human to ever do that. No one has to been able to accomplish walking on water. Have you ever seen someone walk on water? Yeah, me neither. Well, today's story is going to be a little similar. As I'm reading the story, see if you can find the similarities and the differences between the two. This story can be found in Mark chapter 4, verses 35 to 41. As evening came, Jesus said to his disciples, "Let's cross to the other side of the lake." So they took Jesus in the boat and started out, leaving the crowds behind, although other boats followed. But soon a fierce storm came up. High waves were breaking into the boat, and it began to fill with water. Jesus was sleeping at the back of the boat with his head on a cushion. The disciples woke him up shouting, "Teacher, don't you care that we're going to drown?" When Jesus woke up, he rebuked the wind and said to the wave, "Silence! Be still." Suddenly, the wind stopped, and there was a great calm. Then he asked them, "Why are you afraid? Do you still have no faith?" The disciples were absolutely terrified. "Who is this man?" they asked each other. "Even the wind and waves obey him." Have you ever been in the middle of a storm? I live in Florida, and over here we get hurricanes. When we do have a hurricane coming up, we board up our houses and prepare some emergency supplies. It's so scary when you hear the rains pounding for hours and hours. Your lights flicker on and off, and the thunder is just constant. What makes it even scarier, though, is the sound of the wind. It sounds like howling. Storms are definitely very scary. Now I can't even imagine being on a boat in the middle of a storm, with the boat rocking back and forth. But while all of this is happening, Jesus is sleeping. How can Jesus sleep at a time like this? Besides the fact that Jesus must have been tired, why do you think he was fast asleep? Well, whatever reason Jesus had for sleeping, the disciples took it personal that Jesus was sleeping. They asked him, "Don't you care? We're going to drown." See, sometimes when scary things are happening in our lives, it's tempting to feel that Jesus just doesn't care about us. We can feel like Jesus isn't in control over things around us, but this story reminds us that Jesus is always in control. He's in control of nature, sickness, and much more. If we're ever afraid or if we feel alone, we have to ask ourselves, where is our faith? Jesus tells the disciples once he calmed the storm, "Why are you afraid? Do you still have no faith?" It may seem harsh because they were in a literal storm, but if you really believe that Jesus is in control, then even when things seem like they're getting out of hand, Jesus is still in control. Say that with me, friends. Jesus is in control. Jesus is in control. And let me tell you something, it's better for Jesus to be in control than for you and me to be in control. Jesus can control the waves and wind, but I can't. Sometimes I can't even control my temper. But Jesus is in full control of all things. He knows all things. Have faith in Jesus. Now let's go over the story to see how much you've remembered. I'm going to ask you some questions. Try and answer them before I do. Ready? What time was it when they handed off in the boat? It was evening. Where was Jesus sleeping? In the back on a cushion, real comfy. What did Jesus tell the winds? Silence, be still. What did the disciples feel after Jesus calmed the storm? Afraid. They were asking, who is this man that even nature obeys him? Now we're going to sing some songs that remind us that Jesus is still in control.
All right, boys and girls, let's go!
Father Abraham had many sons, and many sons had Father Abraham. I am one of them, and so are you.
And you, and you.
So let's all praise the Lord. Right on. Father Abraham had many sons, and many sons had Father Abraham. I am one of them, and so are you.
And you, and you.
So let's all praise the Lord. Right arm, left arm. Father Abraham and many sons, and many sons had Father Abraham. I am one of them, and so are you. So let's all praise the Lord. Right arm, left arm, right foot. Father Abraham and many sons, and many sons had Father Abraham. I am one of them, and so are you.
And you, and you.
So let's all praise the Lord. Right arm, left arm, right foot, left foot. Father Abraham and many sons, and many sons had Father Abraham. I am one of them, and so are you.
And you, and you.
So let's all praise the Lord. Right arm, right foot, left foot. Turn around, sit down.
Thanks for joining me today, guys. I hope this lesson gave you some faith. You can have faith in Jesus because he's always in control. I hope to see you here next week for another Bible lesson. Bye.